Hi, this is Will Keating, and you're listening to Shipshape and Bristol Fashion.
Shipshape and Bristol Fashion boys along the harbour side. From Avon Gorge to Underfall, we'll heave and haul the line. Secure the barrels down below, bind them, tie and lash 'em. This vessel, she is certified Shipshape and Bristol Fashion.
Hello and welcome to episode 22. Hi, it's Oggie here, and it's great that you can join us, and thank you for picking us to listen to. If you're brand new to Shipshape and Bristol Fashion, well, this podcast is all about the Port of Bristol Shanty crew and what they get up to every single month. But in fact, it's more than that, because in fact what we try and do is open the lid on the world of the shanty world and bring in special guests to talk about their influence in the world of shanty. If you're a regular listener, hey, thanks for coming back. It's great to have you back here, and we've got another interesting episode for you. On this month's episode, we're going to pop down to the crew room and meet two of our newest recruits, Muff and Thunderbox. You might have already met them or heard about them on our social media, but we felt that we needed to invite them on board to talk to you guys, the listeners, with regard to their backstories and who they are. So when you listen to us or bump into us in the future, at least you know them a little better. But before we pop down to the crew room, we're going to listen to the Signaller to catch up with what we've been up to the last month and where you can see us next month as part of the Port of Bristol Shanty crew.
Heave-ho, shipmates, it's the Signaller here, with all the news from the Port of Bristol Shanty crew. So October saw us doing 3 gigs, although 2 of those were on the same day. We went in the middle of the month to support the Bristol Masonic Widows Association and sang for them at their lunchtime meeting down in Park Street. And in the evening, onto the SS Great Britain for a private gig, which we were very grateful for, in that the organisers made a very generous donation to our charity fund, which is creeping closer and closer to the £50,000 mark. The highlight of the month, however, was the Trafalgar Night, celebrating the immortal memory of Lord Nelson. A great British evening. Lots of singing of traditional songs, Rule Britannia, Land of Hope and Glory, and then finished off right at the end with the only song possible, led by Nobby Dye, with a drop of Nelson's blood. A really, really great evening. The crew were in great form and everybody thoroughly enjoyed themselves, probably to do with the tots of rum that were going around. So moving on to November, the first gig we will be doing in November is a big one. It's the St Ives Shanty Festival. And if this is like any of the other Cornish shanty festivals, it will be an amazing weekend. We're there on the Friday and Saturday doing a number of gigs around the town. It'll be packed with shanty bands, and I'm sure there'll be lots of pirates and probably even more rum. On the 28th of November, we are hoping to support our very own Oggie and his church in Yate, St Mary's. We hope to get enough of the crew out there. I know we've got people doing other things, but we really want to support Oggie if we can. And then finally in the month, we've got another private gig on the SS Great Britain. Probably the biggest activity that's going on during the month of November is for Movember, the growing of facial hair or not. This is in support of all sorts of charities, and obviously we were going to use the Teenage Cancer Trust if we can. I'm actually not taking part in terms of growing facial hair. I've got enough. I thought I might try and grow some on my head, but unfortunately that ship has sailed. But I am giving moral support to the other guys. If you want to visit our Facebook page, you'll see lots of pictures of us, or our Movember page for the Port of Bristol Shanty crew, to see what some of the guys are hoping to achieve by the end of the month. So that's it from the Signaller. Have a good month. We'll see you again in December.
Thank you, Ash, and I am really looking forward to seeing some of the crew with their ever-growing moustaches. It's worth noting that some of the crew are not going to be growing a moustache, but they're going to be doing some kind of physical activity or a challenge throughout this month. So please do pop over to our Facebook page and find out more about their adventures, and you can pop over to the Movember website and search for the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew, and you'll see all the people that are supporting us. One thing that Ash didn't mention, but in fact it's more of a December thing than it is a November thing, but it is a bit of a pre-warning for you all and for you to start thinking about booking your tickets. As you guys are aware, we were nominated to be part of the Pride of Britain fundraiser award, and of course as a regional finalist we have been rubbing shoulders with other fellow nominees, and so we're really pleased to tell you that actually we're going to make the most of this moment and actually collaborate with a couple of the people that were mentioned across the southwest and the west of England. And so on the 20th December, we are going to have an evening of music. It's a collaboration of all the kind of people that have been involved in the Pride of Britain regional finalists. And it's going to be held in Cheltenham College Chapel. And it's a collaboration with us, of course, the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew, at the delightful pom-poms, but actually also with Rees, who is the night church pianist. He is fantastic and actually went all the way to London to receive his award as the Southwest finalist. So if you are interested, then please do look in the show notes. And of course, there will be a link there to buy your tickets, or pop over to social media onto our Facebook page and you'll see the ticket link there. Okay, so let's pop down to the crew room and talk to Thunderbox and Muff. Okay, so Ollie Shanty Boy, let's head over to the crew room and take a seat next to the wonderful Thunderbox Bill and Colin, also known as Muff. Gentlemen, how are you both?
Good evening.
Very well, thank you. Good evening.
Well,
Fine and dandy.
It's an absolute pleasure to be sitting here in the crew room meeting two of the newest crew of the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew. And for the listeners, it's important to recognise that these guys just joined us in the summer period. We've been so busy that we've not really made a big fuss about them being with us, but they've been with us for a good few months now during the summer period, so much so that they've got their own caricatures and they've got their own nicknames. More of that to come. Gentlemen, let's get some questions in for the listener to understand you a little better. Let's start with predominantly the basics. How did each of you get involved with the crew? Muff, you were the first one in. Let's talk to you. How did you get involved in the crew?
There's always been an interest in music. Recently, the last 8 or 9 years, my wife and I have discovered shanty singing. Initially at the Timberlake Folk Festival, and went there 2 or 3 consecutive years. Spent some time listening to the music. Not the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew, but a bunch called Storm Force 10, which involved the wonderful Oggie and Nobby, I should say. And that really, when he appeared at something we were attending in Bristol, we recognised him and followed the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew around a little bit.
So Nobby clearly is that attractive young man within the crew that has inspired you to come and join us here.
Scene never forgotten.
Well, I think so. I think many people have said that.
Handsome man, I must say.
Absolutely. Well done, Ollie. That's good.
A very lovely wife as well.
Yes. Bill, also known as Thunderbox, tell us a little bit, how did you get yourself involved in the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew?
Well, I'm afraid that Nobby and Rev have got a lot to do with it again. I was living down here in Tywardreath in Cornwall on the south coast. My local is the New Inn, and I was then in Press Gang, local group called Press Gang, which I helped set up, and we organised the Shanty Festival in the beer garden of the New Inn. I was scanning around for groups to invite, and I invited Storm Force 10, and who should rock up but the Rev and Nobby and some others. So I thought, well, they're pretty good chaps. So, and then it sort of went on, and at this year's Ale and Shanty Festival in Masons Hall in Park Street, I was down to go with the Loose Cannons. Two of my friends were going to come up. but they both had hospital appointments on the same Saturday. So I thought, well, blow this, I'll go up anyway. And the boys were kind enough to say, well, look, if you're on your own, you can just join us and sing along. So I stayed for one set. I thought that's very kind. And they said, you're going to do the next set? Okay. So 3 sets later, I was kind of an unofficial member of the crew. And I was invited down to help them out at Falmouth, to the extent that I've now got my own T-shirt design, my own emoji, my own caricature. And I'm really chuffed with the whole business, really. It's just such fun.
I have to say that Nobby and the Rev are clearly very qualified in press ganging people, I have to say.
So, yeah. Press gang, even the press gang.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was it, really. And now I sang with the boys doing Western as well this year, and look forward to going to St Ives.
Nice. Ollie, over to you.
So how did you all get interested in the sea shanties, and what drove you into them?
Shall I go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah, go on.
I mean, my first interest in shanties via sort of folk music, I suppose, and this is long before your time, Ollie, was a guy called Huey Jones of the Spinners, and he was on TV every week. In those days, the BBC would have a folk music program, and he would sing sea shanties, and I thought, well, this is my sort of music, because I always had an interest in things nautical and historical, and it was natural I should sort of gravitate towards sea shanties. And then I moved down to Cornwall in 2002, joined the Milligissimo Choir in 2006, and we found about a dozen of us that we actually like singing in the pub after rehearsals and concerts better than we actually like singing in concert. So we formed a group called the Press Gang, and mostly singing sea shanties. And we had a whale of a time, and it's just hasn't really stopped since.
It all starts in a pub and then it goes off.
Yeah, it usually all starts in the pub. Yes.
So, what made you interested in them, but what drove it further?
I think helping to form the Press Gang and going to festivals and gigs and kind of networking with all the other shanty people around and seeing what a wonderful community it was. And it's just such a friendly scene. When I was talking to one of the organisers of the Movember Shanty Festival, he said, isn't this a great scene? He said, there's no trouble all weekend, no drunkenness. I don't know what part of the festival he was at, but it seemed to be mostly very well behaved and very orderly. And members of the public say, this is such a good vibe. I've not been to a shanty festival before, but isn't it friendly?
Oh, brilliant.
And that's what comes across. And it's just, basically, what's not to like,
What's not to like and love about a festival? Because
No, absolutely.
community is just the best. Like,
It is, yeah. And I've met
helps
so
you
many
so
nice
much.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
my wife and I have met so many nice people, yourselves included, from all over Britain and Europe as well. German singers, Dutch singers, French singers. It's been
Canadians.
fantastic.
And what about you, Colin?
My experience with shanty singing is not half as much as Bill's.
So we love it all the same?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Certainly getting an awful lot out of it. It is tremendous fun. The number of times, as I said, I have a musical background, but not a singing background. And I was quite surprised when I had a phone call from Doc, one of the other guys in the Port of Bristol crew, to invite me along. Having given some support, I was accused of really being a bit of a hanger-on, getting free beer at the end of the performances. Which isn't true. But,
That sounds a familiar story, Muff.
Yeah. Certainly
It is.
sounds
You would ever love it.
It is good fun. Yeah. And we're certainly getting a lot out of it now, with only 6 months of being a member.
Yeah. It's been the best time of my life being a member of the Port of Bristol. It's been the best times.
And I guess, Muff, I know you
Good.
say you've not got a history in singing, but I guess, from your bio and from what we know so far is that you are clearly got an extensive scouting background. So you must have had like decades of leading songs around campfires. And so I guess some of that experience translates into singing shanties.
I wouldn't. I would. I know what you're saying, but the singing around the campfire has somewhat died in the scouting. It's something which we did
Love
probably
it. It's on the best times.
You,
It's one of
you,
the best times to do.
10 or 15 years ago, the scout troop I ran, and now I'm still an active leader in, and the group as such, we didn't seem to gather around the large campfire traditional singing of songs. We did encourage the kids maybe in a smaller setup, but I feel it's not quite so popular as it used to be within the scout movement. But
Well, that is an utter shame. Well, I mean, it's a shameless plug. I know First Yate, where I live. They're a sing song round the fire. So maybe it just obviously it depends on the troop and the set, I guess.
Yes, I think certainly from my experience in Cajun, the attitude is it's a little bit out of date or outmoded.
Interesting.
Certainly not. We don't get a lot of enthusiasm from the kids these days for that sort of entertainment, which is a shame, but
of course,
that's the way it goes, I think.
Of course.
The best times of my life was in scouting. Like, scouting did so much.
You're now an explorer, aren't you, Ollie?
Yeah, I'm now an explorer. Yeah, and I've now just been invested in the Supernovas Scouts Explorers. So that's, I'd say, scouting teaches me how to be more confident, like singing, and it's really helped. And I wish more people could do it because it really does help people.
Brilliant. That's good, Ollie. Great.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your nicknames, because I think it's important that, you know, throughout the whole of the journey, we've all tried to articulate. Clearly mine is all associated by an excessive amount of pasties that feature in my life, but and coming from Cornwall, but
Coming from a Cornishman, that's very
it's not a bad
Well,
thing.
you cannot have an excessive amount of pasties.
Thank you, and I think that's one of the reasons we've recruited you, so you can at least import them for me, because you just can't get a decent one here in sunny Bristol. Let's start with you, Muff. Clearly your name's Colin, so how do we go from Colin and Muff? Let's unpick this and unpack this for the listener.
It goes back to my school days. I'm not quite sure why, but my surname is Murrin, which is Murrin, which in school seemed to be the derivative of was Muffin. I had an older brother who was called Mint because of Murray Mint, because people didn't realise there was an IN at the end of Murrin. They thought it was Murray. So he collared the Mint nickname, and I just got called Muff. And it stuck. It stuck for 7 years. So nobody calls me Muff apart from you guys. Yeah.
Well,
I still meet with quite a number of my old school pals. We use the first Christian names now, but Muff was at school.
Look at that. Did you even imagine that when you were a youngster, which I can imagine probably wasn't very a long time ago, really, but that you suddenly then realised that name would be used again?
I am so relieved there's such a sensible explanation for that, Colin, because my mind was racing ahead while you were calling that.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. There's children in the room. So...
Heard worse.
Explore, he's okay.
He's probably heard worse in scouting, of course. So let's go on to you, Bill. Thunderbox. Now, if you've seen the T-shirt, it looks phenomenal. Let's unpack that one. Why are you called Thunderbox?
Well, the boys were scratching around for a nickname, and I've never really had a strong nickname, but I had to go back to school, and my initials, of course, being William Collins, a WC. And don't you love parents with a sense of humour? So at school, I was always called Boghouse Bill, you see. But Nobby had the idea that Thunderbox would be a damn sight better, and I must say I do agree with him. And I've kind of settled down on Thunderbox now. I'm quite happy with that one.
We all love a little bit of toilet humour. It's always good.
Yeah, it has a certain panache to it.
It does. And those names are now yours forever and ever.
Oh, I'm very honoured.
Them for the rest of your lives.
I know.
Whenever.
And my lovely emoji of a toilet seat as well. That's really good.
Oh, thanks Apple and Android for making such beautiful emojis, which is great. Now, Bill, you've been in that beautiful God's country now since around, I think you said 2002. I mean, what changes have you seen in the shanty world since then, and what kind of changes have you seen whilst lived in Cornwall?
Well, I think changes in the shanty world have really started. I mean, you've got to blame the Fishermen's Friends for a lot of this and give them an awful lot of credit for the explosion in the initial shanty scene. I won't mention the Weller man, the COVID postman, and his success he's had with that. But I think before COVID, shanty was taken off thanks to Fishy Friends. But in a way, I guess, I mean, it's never gone away from Cornwall. I mean, you know yourself, Oggie, that the tradition of Cornish singing in pubs is always there, and it's never gone away. But it's just become more popular. I think it's accessible music, and there seem to be many more groups starting up now, and there are an awful lot more groups around the county. And it seems that when we were putting on a festival initially back in 2015, I think. It was a bit tricky to get 6 groups that were committed to coming, but now you could get double, treble that easily and have to turn people away because all a shanty group wants to do is sing, and all they want is have a venue, and if it's supporting a decent charity as well, they'll rock up and support it, which is great. Which never used to be.
What I like about sea shanties is that we're not doing this because we're doing it for money. We're doing it because we love it, and that's right. As well.
Yeah, you did right, Ollie, because we enjoy it and we love it and we'd sing it anyway, really. But if you can raise a few bob for charity as well, it's a good thing to do.
It's an extra.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Big part of it as well.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how many shanty groups down here have sprung off from male voice choirs. And I'm thinking of Do Hagara with the Newquay male voice choir. They sang at the G7, for heaven's sake, down in Carbis Bay this year for the world leaders of all things,
It's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing.
So,
didn't Nobby also play at the G7 or something?
I don't know.
Didn't he write something?
Oh, yeah, he did. Was it?
Yeah, Corncrake was sung. Yeah, was sung there. Yes.
Yeah, well done, Ollie. That's the link. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was that. Yeah. So it is growing and continues to grow. I mean, my only worry is it's going to get too big, and the festivals become too big and unwieldy. And I mean, there were 90 groups at Movember this weekend over 3 days.
Wow.
And ain't the biggest place.
I didn't even see half of them.
No, I didn't see half of them either. But as long as it's good fun, it'll just.
All of them were good ones, to be fair. All of them were good ones.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Well, the rubbish has gone by the wayside now, I think. The quality and the standard has gone up. Definitely.
Yeah. No.
By how much?
By how much? Oh, about that much.
I would say.
No, I'm going to think it is better. I think. I mean, I don't want to name names or anything, but I think the original Fishermen's Friends, before they went instrumental, or the Longest Johns in their original format, just harmonics and their voices. There are more groups now matching that sort of quality, which there weren't before. And of course, there's a commercial instrument road, and they've become different beasts, really.
They do.
Yeah,
it's a different sound, isn't it?
It is. It's entirely different.
We were put off going down to Falmouth simply because it's such a big festival, and we're now only committed from the Port of Bristol going down there last year and having such a good weekend. It's in our diary, and we booked our accommodation. And it looks absolutely fantastic fun.
Absolutely fantastic.
The Tinmouth one that I've attended 3 or 4 consecutive years now is much smaller, but it is the same essence of just popping from one pub to a pub next door and listening to a different crew and having another pint. It's a lovely atmosphere and a much smaller sort of sound.
Yeah, when I was around Mevagissey, I just thought it just looked like it looks like the Falmouth Sea Shanty Festival. That's all I thought it was. But it's literally the same essence as the Falmouth Sea Shanty Festival. But me, I liked it all the same.
Yeah, so, I mean, Ollie, I am very, very lucky because I can drive to both for the day from where I live.
Yeah.
And sleep in my own bed at night. It's a big bonus to me.
So,
You're-
Muff, let's talk about some references that are within your bio that maybe people are a bit confused. Well, what is your obsession with thongs, and what is it with Tina Turner?
Okay, well, to be honest, the crib sheet that I gave Doc when he invited me to come along was something which was given to me by friends and neighbours for my 60th birthday, which basically was a snapshot of how stupid I've been for the last 60 years. Tina Turner was any party to get me dancing. All you'd have to do is put Tina Turner on the record player back in those days, and I would generally move to the music with no great skill. So that's the Tina Turner thing. Just always, bang at the top of my lungs, but after a few pints. So it's not necessarily in tune.
That makes you
we're never in tune.
that makes you a good shanty singer, doesn't it?
Well, that's it. Yes, it helps, doesn't it?
No revs rule. No harmonising. No.
No harmonies.
No. Don't
Harmless,
harmonise.
Yeah.
No.
I think that's my favourite single, I suppose, in that respect.
Yes, of course. And your obsession with thongs? Let's talk a bit more about that.
Well, that's just something which just happened. Thongs, the reference can be thongs is the Australian word for flip flops, which is again what I tend to live in.
Yes.
Of course, it has the other meaning, which just happens to be my underwear of choice. Now that's entirely, what.
Oh, I didn't know what you meant by that.
Oh, too much information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can't unsee that image now, Muff.
No.
Oh,
Get it out of my head.
oh.
I tend to keep them covered up. They are the most comfortable things to wear.
Then I'm going to need to explore to get them on our merch store. Muff's thong.
Yes.
No. No, they'll be selling in the box.
Sizes or anything like that.
Love it. Well, thank you for being open and honest there, Muff. That's very, very
quite
good of
right.
you. It's very good of you.
So, what got you interested in? What makes you go further in sea shanties?
I think just the experience of singing in so many venues with so many different people, with press gang and things. And then, I split from them 2 years ago because they were getting a bit too instrumental for me, and I started a vocal group called Loose Cannons. So we did that for 2 years and take it from there, really.
Basically, as a relatively, relative newcomer to shanty singing, I've not had the experience that Bill has, or a lot of the others. But I think it's just the enjoyment, the camaraderie, the fun and fellowship of enjoying it, and also the fact that primarily we were trying to raise money for charity and good causes, and that in itself was something which I'd always been involved in from sort of school days.
Scouting is a charity, to be fair, so let's go
Yeah.
for that.
That's right. An interest in well, I was a past round table, so that sort of concept. And then, of course, Scouting is a charitable organisation in itself.
Mhm.
A lot of work goes on, and it's all for free. Nobody gets paid.
Yeah, and if I had like two charities to raise money for sea shanties, Teenage Cancer Trust would be up there, and Scouting.
Yeah.
That they've saved so much for me, and I love it.
Good choices,
Well, we
Ollie.
have-
Good choices.
I specifically like the first one.
Yeah.
Nice. And of course, at this time of recording, we are ever so close to the £50,000 raised since we start, which is phenomenal. So we've done a few gigs recently, so that money is yet to flutter into the bank account. So I've not seen a recent update, but confident that by December, then we will, of course, have that magical £50,000, which is phenomenal for a bunch of men singing and going from there. So which is phenomenal.
We're not just bunches of men. We're shanty men. That's all we are.
We are shanty men, yes.
We're shanty men with a shanty boy going further in life doing what we love. That's
And
all.
Oggie, what's this What's all this old men like? What's all this? Ollie and I would take issue with that.
Apologies. It's just a hard paper round, of course.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Let's do a quick round of questions. Ollie, you've got some questions there. Let's fire them out.
So what's been your most embarrassing moment of like performing? Especially with you, Will?
Yeah, shall I kick off with this one?
Yeah, and if you want.
Well, yeah, I might get out of the way, shall we? It was actually when I was singing for the 40th anniversary concert of the Mevagissimo Choir up at the Eden Project. And we'd hired the hall, we had a top-notch sound engineer, room full of dignitaries. We had Rolf Mattel singing with us as well. And I was doing the solo for the floor dance, which I knew backwards, upside down, inside out, until it came to me actually singing it, and then I just lost it completely. I had no idea how it started or the tune or anything. But I managed to wiggle out of it by sidling over to the conductor's music and saying, "Oh, we're singing that version, are we?" And of course, everyone fell about and thinking that I actually did it for comic effect. And people still say, "That was really funny when you did that." I said, "No, I was absolutely terror-stricken at the time." So I think that was probably my most embarrassing one on stage.
Yeah. The thing is, when you're doing a shanty festival and people mess up, you don't know if it's planned or not.
No, that's right. No.
And half of it, I bet, is not planned.
No, but it just happens to all of us sometimes. And how many times have we said, "How does this start?" Songs you've sung a dozen times. And, well, I can't think of the first words, It happens to everybody. It's not nice when it happens, but you just got to get through it.
Yeah.
How about you, Muff, in your short time on stage or any time that you've had to be?
This is it, Oggie. To be honest, I haven't yet. I'm sure I will be going. Well, I will go through the loss of memory when it comes to singing the lead. At the moment, I'm working on a song to perform as with the lead, and I haven't yet clammed up in public. But there's been a bit of miming going on once or twice, and I've not remembered the choruses, but I haven't yet had the experience that Bill has had.
I can tell you another one now, chaps. I was singing with Press Gang down at Four Gallant Sailing Club, and I got to the line in when he was old and when he was young and in his prime. He had them yellow gals too at the time, and there were two Chinese ladies sat in the front row, and I got halfway through the line and I thought, I can't finish this, but I got through it. It was very embarrassing. Now I make sure now that I sing them pretty girls two at a time.
They're pretty girls.
The version of They Had Them Yellow Girls two at a time.
Yeah, that was pretty awkward.
Yes, that's the problem, isn't it? These songs are so old, and it is one of the privileges to be able to sing the songs that have been around for so long. However, they're not always PC.
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah.
Well, good job, just as well, really, too.
Yes, of course, we've got to move with the times, and thankfully we can move with the times. And with a decent vocalist, you can just rhyme another word in. It's fine.
I was talking to a group from Oxfordshire who were landlocked, basically, and I forget their name, but they're very good musically. But I said, "Do you have any festivals in Oxfordshire?" And they said, "Only one in a local pub, and we've been barred from it." I said, "Why?" Well, they wanted to see the lyrics to our shanties before we sang them, and they didn't. They cancelled all the lyrics and said, "You're not coming to our festival." So they're one and only festival they've been barred from. I thought that was quite harsh, really, but it just shows the pitfalls if you're not careful.
For the reasons why I can't play, why I feel like I can't sing in my school, because I do sing in my school, kind of.
No,
I can't sing sea shanty because some of them are like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's we've got to be so careful these days. Quite rightly too, but
yes, of course.
Yeah.
What would you say, gentlemen, is your most favourite Cornish or Bristol pub that you've gone to?
Good question. Mine's the New Inn in Tardress because it's my local, and generally speaking, it's a very decent pint of Bass from the cask, as well as the usual St Austell beers as well.
Nice.
And yeah, it's a fine pub, and the beauty of it is I can walk there as well, so that's good. Bristol, not so up to speed. I do love the Nova Scotia every time I go. That's a proper boozer as well.
That's got good beer.
Yeah, so that's my two
That's
tops, I think.
good beer.
Yeah.
We discovered a small one just around the corner from the SS Great Britain the other evening.
Oh, yes.
Was very traditional. Had 3 barrels of beer laying behind the bar, all tapped, ready to go, which was delicious. But for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. I mean, I only stopped for one, but
No.
it's been a good evening. If it stayed a bit longer.
They could have regular evening.
Excellent.
I believe it was called the Orchard. The Orchard Pub, I think it was what it was called.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yes.
that's one of the ciders in it as well.
Oh, yeah. It's a good
The
old...
ciders. Yeah.
Yes.
What was the one that we sang in after the Bristol one? That was really good. I like that.
Oh, is that the... is it the Cottage?
That was a
The
cottage.
cottage, yeah.
The Cottage, yeah. Yeah, no, that's good.
In the harbour.
Now, Muff, you're a very civilized shanty man, aren't you? Because, of course, we're well known for rum and we're well known for beers and ales and ciders, but you're more accustomed to the red stuff, aren't you?
My penchant is definitely red wine. It's got me into quite a lot of trouble over the years for various reasons. But I just, in an effort to lose weight, I stopped drinking beer and started drinking red wine, which is a complete waste of time. But it's my go-to tipple as a rule.
It even features centre space on your crew T-shirt, doesn't it?
It is. Well, we were going to put something else there, but it was safer with the glass of wine, to be honest. I won't anymore.
And listener, please do head over to our merch website and you'll be able to see both T-shirts that we've spoken about so far. Nice, good stuff. So, chaps, let's kind of draw this interview to a close. I think we've got a nice understanding of both of you and how you've kind of grown and developed and part of that. What does it mean to both of you to be part of the Port of Bristol Shanty crew personally?
I think it's a great honour, really. I'm down here in Cornwall, but I'm still a very proud Bristolian, as the Cornish are very proud Cornish people, and I think you should always be proud of where you come from. And it's a way of really connecting with Bristol roots, if you like, as well as singing shanties. And I'm just happy to join them when I can and help raise charity money and just have a good time because they're a jolly good bunch of chaps, I think. Yep. So that's basically it.
Nice, Muff.
I would agree with you. Will. I certainly feel it's an honour because I was quite surprised when I was asked if I would be interested in joining. As I said, since I have been part of the crew, it's certainly been tremendous fun. And I think that in itself is testament to sort of my ongoing commitment to the crew and the charities.
Absolutely, yeah. Having fun is the main thing, I think. Just don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah.
That's the key.
No.
Once you start doing that, you're lost.
Yes, I would completely agree. You can't take it too seriously, can you? Well, on behalf of the listeners, on behalf of the crew, you are both very fine additions. It's great to have you on board, and I am very much. And I mean, I'm still very much a newbie. I've only just over a year in the crew, but you add such value, and it's great to have another kind of resident from Cornwall as part of the crew, but also Bristol at heart. But both of you've added such value, and it is just so lovely to have a bunch of chaps getting together, having a chat, having a beer, having a sing-song. It's good for the heart, it's good for the soul, and it's good for the crowds because they love us too.
Yeah, certainly is.
But,
By the end of the day.
All good fun. Well, thank you as well, Justin, for putting this on, organising the podcast. You and Ollie there, Shanty Boy.
Hey,
what a good job you've been doing.
It's just like drawing a picture. If you enjoy drawing, then you love it. I enjoy creating podcasts, so it's great to just increase the reach to the word. Well, thank you, chaps. Ollie, have you got anything you'd like to just add before we leave these gentlemen to carry on drinking their drinks and their
Drink the honey rum.
Honey rum.
I'll personally say it's very lovely. But I remember the picture.
I have just had a little tot of it now to soothe my nerves, and I must say it's lasting very well and going down a treat.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That's great. That's all we like to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, chaps. Thank you so much. Let's talk soon.
Pleasure.
Yeah. Cheers then. Bye bye.
Well, that's it for this month's episode of Shipshape and Bristol Fashion. Thank you for listening, and it was really great to hear a little bit more about Muff and Thunderbox. You can find out more about the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew by going over to pobshantycrew.co.uk, and you'll be able to see all of our normal bits and bobs on our website. And of course, the podcast is on shipshapepodcast.co.uk. And of course, on either website, there is a link to our merchandise. We've got some great t-shirts, and so if you're thinking about some Christmas presents, then that is a great way of buying something for your loved one. And of course, the great thing is when you buy the t-shirt, a small contribution goes towards the Teenage Cancer Trust. So that's it. Thank you everybody for taking part in this episode. A big thank you to Ollie, the shanty boy who helped me interview both of the new crewmates, and for you guys, thank you for listening. So, fair winds and following seas, and we'll welcome you back next month.
Shipshape and Bristol Fashion boys along the harbour side. From Avon Gorge to Underfall, we'll heave and haul the line. Secure the barrels down below, bind them, tie and lash 'em. This vessel, she is certified Shipshape and Bristol Fashion. So haul away me laddie boys, haul away you're free. Haul away me laddie boys and save a drink for me. Haul away me laddie boys, haul away you're free. Haul away me laddie boys and save a drink for me.
Every day in the UK, 7 young people aged 13 to 24 hear the words, "You have cancer." The Teenage Cancer Trust is dedicated to ensuring they don't face cancer alone, as the only UK charity focused solely on the unique needs of young people with cancer. It provides specialised nursing care, youth support, and age-appropriate hospital units across the country. But they can't do it without your help. Your support can make a real difference in the lives of these young individuals. Join the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew in our mission to support the fantastic work of the Teenage Cancer Trust. No matter how much, please consider donating to this charity. Head over now to www.pobshantycrew.co.uk and click the Donate Here button. Thank you for helping them reach every young person facing cancer with world-class care.